Okay folks, it's Richard Dean again with Thrill of the Hunt. This is part 2 of our instructional presentation on how to remove inscriptions from 8x10 glossy photographs. I have an example here. This is a photograph of Robin Curtis that I picked up at an auction about a year or so ago. Robin played Lieutenant Saavik in the movie Star Trek 3. She replaced Kirstie Alley, who played her in Star Trek 2. And Robin doesn't do a whole lot of convention appearances, so when I had an opportunity to pick up this picture, I definitely jumped at it. Got it for actually a really low price at an auction, and I love this picture. I think it's really cool. The only problem with it is it's personalized to Ruth. And I don't think I'm going to pass as a Ruth. So what I want to do, and what I'm going to share with you guys, is how to get rid of that inscription. And we're going to kind of neutralize it just to keep the rest of the inscription on here. Long life, long love, Robin Curtis. We want to keep all that, but we're just going to lose the personalization to Ruth. And the way we're going to do this, very simply, is with an Expo dry erase marker. And I don't really, know what the chemistry is behind this, but the ink in these dry erase markers, when it interacts with the Sharpie ink, or in this case, the Sharpie paint pen, it breaks it down to where, it can be removed somewhat easily. The process works a little better with like a black Sharpie or a blue Sharpie than it does with these gold or silver pens. It definitely does work though with these metallic inks, as I'm going to show you here in just a second, but it does take maybe a little bit more effort. But really, again, the process is very simple. All we're going to do is, with our dry erase marker, so we're going to go over the inscription that we want to remove. And we're just going to color over the inked area that we want to get rid of. And we want to cover it very thoroughly. We want to kind of do some circular motions, kind of work the dry erase ink into it. We want to be careful not to bleed over into the inscribed area that we do want to keep. But again, we want to make sure that we're covering all the points that we want to get rid of. And once everything is covered, we're going to take a clean piece of paper toweling, and we're just going to start dabbing at it and rubbing at it and try and work that gold ink off of there. Now what you're going to notice is the first pass of this, it's not going to look like really too much has happened. And as I mentioned, with these metallic pens, it takes a little bit more effort to remove these inscriptions. So what I've actually found is sometimes you have to go over these 3, 4, 5 times. It's not at all uncommon. So if you don't have an immediate success the very first time, just be patient with it and try it again. What I've also found is that the age of the inscription is a factor too. Sometimes if it's an older inscription, it seems to be, for whatever reason, maybe a little deeper embedded. I can definitely see it's starting to come up though. It's definitely starting to break apart. So that was our second pass with the dry erase marker. So this is going to be pass number 3. And again, just to repeat, it's not at all uncommon to have to take several passes with this. What I found is, with fresher black or blue Sharpie ink, sometimes this will, go through the very first time, where you don't have to keep on repeating this process. And again, I have absolutely no idea what the science is behind this, but it's kind of cool, whatever it is. To me, it's always, felt a little strange, being an autograph collector, having a piece that is really nice, but it's personalized to someone else. It just feels like a little bit out of place. You can see now we're really getting there. And hopefully maybe just one more pass or so we might be through. Basically, that's about it. I'm gonna hit it maybe once more just to do a final cleanup on it, but you can see that it is pretty effective, and we have essentially removed that personalization from this picture, and we've made it a nice neutral collectible. So there you have it. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. And hey, long life and long love. Take care.